The time is finally here. If you're watching this video, not only do we got some new wheels on the WRX build, but the giveaway is officially now live. Over the last few weeks, you guys saw me go through completely rebuild this car. In the very first episode, I said when it was complete, it is going to be going home to one of you guys. Head on over to the website. Every $3 you spend gets you one entry to take home my very beautiful 07 WRX. Now, of course, the build is not 100% complete yet. Everything under the hood is still stock. That is going to change over the next few weeks. And at the end, she should be making right around 400 horsepower to the tires. All right, my friends, today's the big day. The 07 WRX build is finally getting some coils and a new set of wheels. This car has come a very long ways in the last couple days. I'm absolutely in love with the new color. It's kind of like World Rally Blue, just a whole lot better. But of course, this thing's absolutely hideous on the OEM wheels, OEM suspension. These wheels are pretty beat up. Look at how rock chipped these things are and curbed. So let's get this car on the lift and get all of that taken care of. Well, my goodness, add that to the other million things I need to do on this build. A full new set of brakes coming soon. So every single strut has 2 bolts holding the strut to the knuckle, front and rear. And then up top, there will be 3 nuts. In the rear, I think we need to pull the seat to access the 3 nuts. It's been a while since I worked on a 02 to 07 WRX, but I'm pretty sure we got to pull the rear seat out to access the top hat in the rear. Sure enough, as soon as you pull the seat, you have access to the top hat. Pull off those 3 nuts and the OEM shock is now removed. Just like that, all the OEM suspension is now removed. Let's go ahead and open up the new coilovers. I decided to go with a good old set of BC BR series coilovers for this build. All right, here we go. The BCBRs. These things are a great, not super expensive coilover. They're about $1,300 nowadays. It's funny, when I first started building cars a couple years back, I remember these things being 900 bucks. Now they're 1,300. I've ran a ton of different coilovers throughout the last decade. Very, very high-end coilovers like the Club Sports on there. I've ran Olin's. I ran cheap stuff like Racelands. There's a lot of good middle of the road coils like BC, Yellow Speed, Silvers, ISC. There's so many good middle of the road $1,200, $1,300 coilovers nowadays. You can never go wrong with a set of BCs. They do have front camera plates on all of their coilovers. You can upgrade the rears to camber plates as well. This car obviously isn't going to be a stance car. I'm kind of over the whole stance scene, but if we need a little bit of camber, you can always do camber on the lower knuckle bolt. Before these go in the car, we're going to go ahead and set the preload, the spring preload. You want anywhere between like 10 to 30 millimeters. I usually go on the lower end, about 10 to 15 millimeters of spring preload. There's probably a more scientific approach that I'm explaining that I don't know about. I just like to go in that 10 to 15 mil range. Some coilovers already have the preload set. A lot of times they don't, but it sure feels like these ones are already set. Collars are nice and tight. This here is an 8-inch spring, and it's preloaded from BC to 13 millimeters. So we're gonna go ahead and leave those as is. First coilover's on. As you can see, we need to raise the lower control arm and the knuckle in order to connect the knuckle to the coilover. And I'll do that using a underlift stand. So what I'm going to do is get all 4 corners hanging off of the top hat like we have the fronts right now, raise the car up in the air, and then set each corner down individually on the stand and insert the bolts. Now once you have one corner attached, say on the front axle, the sway bar will automatically raise this. So now we should be able to just slide it right in place and toss in the bolt. Okay, all the coilovers are fully installed. Let's go ahead, grab a wheel, and see what I decided to go with for now. I think they're gonna look great. I could be wrong. One of the options for this car was a set of OEM BBS STI wheels in gold, but I think these are gonna look a little bit nicer. I guess we'll see. Now this is a little off topic, and it's a little bit nerdy, but before we do any wheel and tire stuff, I gotta show you guys something, a new toy for the shop that I just picked up. I present to you my new, big, beautiful air compressor. This bad boy does 53 CFM at 130 PSI. My old compressor was doing, I think 15 CFM at 130 PSI. So they call this a rotary compressor. And there's a lot of advantages to a rotary compressor. As you can see, it's very, very large. One of the main advantages for me, listen to this beautiful unit. It's so much more quiet than the old compressor. I am beyond excited on this thing. The main reason I actually needed a bigger compressor with more CFM capabilities, I really want to get a dry ice blasting machine, and those eat up so much CFM. I'm pretty sure the minimum requirement for the dry ice blaster was 40 CFM, which you kind of have to go to a rotary compressor at that point. But yeah, pretty stoked on this thing. I need to get it off the pellet, but it weighs thousands of pounds, so I can't really do that myself. But for now, she'll stay on the pellet. All right, let's see what we got for some new wheels. And the wheels I decided to go with, I haven't ran these in a while. Bronze TE37. Man, these things are absolutely beautiful. So these are an 18 by 9.5 TE37 Saga edition with a 40 millimeter offset, of course being 5/100 because WRXs are 5/100. STI other than 04 is 5/114. Let's go ahead, do a quick test fit, make sure they look good, make sure they clear everything, get some tires on, and see how they look. All right, what are we thinking? That, my friends, was definitely the right choice. It's hard to beat the simplicity of TE37s. They're not my favorite wheel in the world. I prefer like C28s or ZR10s over TEs. It's been a very, very long time since I have ran TEs, and I really wanted to on this car for now. I think OEM STI BBSs would also look very nice, but probably not as good as these. I need to stop hating on the TEs. This thing looks so good with the bronze TEs. Now the front is a bit high. I need to drop the front down to match the rear. I think the rear height is pretty good. And maybe go ahead and clean up these tires. New tires sometimes just have a weird stuff on them. For some reason, these are all white on the sidewall. But this car is coming out so good with the short amount of time that I've been working on it. Let's get her back up in the air, make some minor suspension adjustments, get it on the ground, pull it outside, and see how good it looks. That looks so much better. Front came down 1 inch simply to match the rear. That is so clean, man. Y'all ready for this? Bam. There she is, my friends. Not done, but man, that looks insane. This color is like World Rally Blue on steroids, like a good version of the World Rally Blue. Now imagine her with the front lip that I'm waiting on, some nice tint, a new windshield, some refreshed brakes, and maybe an STI wing. Very undecided because the limited lip looks really, really good, but an STI wing would also look sick. And of course, some 04, 05 tails.